Hi. Hey.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome. How's it going? Hi. All right. Today we are going to be talking about Does this symbol mean anything to you? If it doesn't look familiar, I hope you're enjoying retirement. The verification badge, symbol, checkmark, tick, trophy, whatever you want to call it, it exists as a mark of credibility on whatever social media account you see it on. It first shows up to the party in 2009 on Twitter, and then it shows up on Google+, Facebook, Instagram, with the intention behind it being to confirm the identity of the person it is claiming to be, right? It is to confirm the user is who they say they are. They're on TikTok, they're on LinkedIn, they're on Tinder even. I once saw a guy with a tattoo of a verification symbol once. Very upsetting stuff. And though they seem inconsequential, they're not worthless. They do actually provide a service. If I wanted to follow Florence Pugh on Twitter, I'd have lots of accounts to sift through. But the checkmark cuts through them all and tells me that this is the real account of the actress I once dreamed I married in a hot air balloon one time. Being verified on a site like LinkedIn or Tinder doesn't really mean anything because anybody can get one if you submit your ID. It's too accessible. The joy is gone. It's like playing basketball with the hoop just a foot off the ground, which is golf with your hands, I guess. When it comes to specific platforms, these checkmarks can be coveted and desired and sought after by anybody with even the slightest bit of hunger for attention or acknowledgement, engagement, clout. I don't know why they would want that, but you know. Part 1, give me that fucking badge. You wouldn't be a genius for pointing out that obviously the demand for this checkmark exists because of the scarcity of its resources. It's like capitalism. Sites like Twitter and Instagram are very reserved with who they give it out to, and there's actually a moderation team that reviews you and your presence to see if you're public figure enough. If you're a celebrity, you'll probably get one. If you're a journalist and are prone to people falsifying your reports, you'll probably get one. If you're a movie account Twitter, you'll definitely get one. Side note, there is a verified Twitter account for the 2016 kids animated movie Norm of the North that has gone completely rogue and is just shitposting itself like into relevancy even today. I have no idea the story behind it. It's not really relevant. I just wanted to bring it up. It's funny. But you know it's not a joke account because of that. Thank you, checkmark. And Godspeed, Norm. Because the checkmark exists as a you've done it, you're official, welcome to the big leagues kind of a benchmark, a lot of people think they need one. A lot of new and old online creators or rising stars in acting or even just anybody who just like wants attention are often complaining or dying to get one. Okay, I'm just gonna try how to get verified. Let's see what that brings up. Okay. I don't want to click any of these. All right. Popular genre. And as far as I know, the badge is entirely decorative. Like I think the most it gives you is like an extra feed for other verified accounts. But as to my knowledge, there's no algorithmic boost it gives you. It doesn't like put you on the upper echelon of Twitter. It's really just like a little pin you put on yourself and wear around proudly. You might be hearing this and asking, Duncan, why would people be dying for this badge? It's dumb and it doesn't really do anything. And to that I would say, you're kind of right. It is small and it is dumb. It's a little collection of pixels that you can't take with you when you die. Anyone over 60 wouldn't be proud of you for having one unless you'd have to like explain the whole thing I just said first. But I'd also argue that affirmation and acknowledgement is a very human want, and there's not really a large supply of it out there in the world. These apps have just condensed that very human desire of success and acknowledgement, and really just someone saying, you're doing a good job, and made it a badge. And yes, we can joke about people treating it like a little trophy, but like, isn't it one? Young artists or anyone doing creative work know that trying to get people to listen to you when you're just starting out is a very cold and lonely journey. Convincing anybody to pay attention to you is hard. And that checkmark, as vain as it seems, elevates you and your artwork by association. The dream of being worthy of verification one day might be a very good motivator for a lot of people in creative fields. Should it be? It's debatable. I would argue it's not good to tie your success to an app giving you a little thumbs up, but motivation is motivation, and that's hard to find. So if you're someone that feels pushed by that drive, good for you. It's a feature of social media that's here to stay, so we might as well try and be positive about it. At least until, part 2 happens. Part 2, Elon needs you to like him. And also money. The deep-sea creature and humiliation fetishist Elon Musk recently became the head of Twitter, his home base of amassing his fan base by talking about space and riffing middle school jokes. This occurs after a weird back and forth where Elon bids for the company, but then tries to pull out, but can't, but then refuses to pay it, and then gets threatened to be sued by Twitter, and then does get sued by Twitter, and then he does buy it. I don't know. Then he acted like he always wanted Twitter, and then he got there and fired everybody. This guy might not actually be a genius, you guys. But to me, throughout that whole process, even though he might not have wanted to actually spend the money on it, there was no doubt in my mind that Elon did want Twitter because he loves it. He gets constant praise there. His tweet engagement is through the roof, so he tweets like 20 times a day. Get a job, Here we can see the titan of business walking into the headquarters of Twitter, holding a porcelain sink, cheesing like a madman, and the caption reads, "Let that sink in!" ! Is it cringe? Yes. And hey, this might be the point in time when Twitter starts circling the drain and Elon's management starts driving it into the ground and further towards bankruptcy. But even if it is, I'm not going anywhere. Anybody with a healthy relationship with Twitter knows that if it dies and goes away, that's fine. But I'm not going to look away while it does. It's going to be really funny watching this thing burn. So I'm staying on it. And you might be hearing all that and go, but Duncan, I still don't understand why anybody would be celebrating their app being purchased by an unpredictable billionaire. And I would say, good question. And then you would cut in and go, and by people, I mean like not his fans who are deluded into thinking he's God. And I would go, oh, that's a slightly more challenging question. Part 2.5, deplatform who we want, not who they want, who we want. Elon's purchasing of Twitter is coming at a very weird moment in media discourse literacy because to a lot of people, the whole idea of free speech and being able to say what you want is under attack by these big tech companies and their liberal elites, those guys. It sounds stupid, but a lot of people genuinely believe that there is just a team of like a shadow council with their finger over the ban button on anybody who tries to say something that the establishment doesn't agree with. Regular accounts like yours and mine can get banned too if we violate those same Twitter rules. Like that's just a suspension or a ban. It's only deplatforming if you have a platform to get taken away from you. Oh my God. I think the drugs are hitting. Twitter has rules. It is a playground, and it's got "be nice to each other" written in chalk at the entrance. And if there's a kid who is being anti-Semitic, you're going to baby timeout jail. The circles of nerds who are applauding Elon buying Twitter right now would prefer a familiar face behind the scenes. He's been telling them that he's got their best interests at heart, and so now he's finally behind the wheel. Now those liberal elites can't stop everyone from replying to Elon's tweets. I don't really know what else his fan base does. By the way, if you're wondering who these elites I keep mentioning are to them, they're just like verified accounts, like celebrities with left-leaning politics. They don't run Twitter. They don't implement any like changes. They're users like us. But I feel like Elon's fans are the type of people who enjoy arguing with celebrities online. And it might feel like they're in control or have all the power when they've got a boot with a big old blue check mark on it pressing down on your neck. They like to argue Elon should be in charge to advocate for more free speech. And it's just not that at all. Freedom of speech means you can say anything out loud and not get arrested. And even that isn't always upheld. Like, Twitter has its own rules. You have to play by those rules in order to participate. And for them, by now having Elon be the one dictating those rules, to them, it's given them the sense that they've fought back and won, like they reclaimed Twitter for the people. And that notion that Elon is just the people's champion who is working for all of our best interests is leading us to the central point of this video. Part 3, Elon Musk is holding your need for validation hostage for the price of an 8-pack of mac and cheese. In one of his radical business ideas for the new Twitter, Elon proposed adding a paywall and a monthly tax to the verification badge. He likely is doing this because he roused his fans up by saying that when he got Twitter, there would be less ads, and then he found out that would be where most of his money would be coming from. Business titan. And because Elon knows that his audience is likely going to complain about the Twitter elites with that badge, he's pointing them ever so slightly towards that as a point of focus. And he's like, go look at what these guys are complaining about, and don't look at this. The initial announcement was that he was planning on a $20 monthly tax for the verification badge, even for users who had one pre-existing to his takeover. Then Stephen King, the novelist from These, posted $20 a month to keep my blue check. Fuck that. They should pay me. If that gets instituted, I'm gone like Enron. What? Okay. Yeah, it's an old man joke. Gotcha. The funniest part is that Elon replies to Stephen saying, we need to pay the bills somehow. Twitter cannot rely entirely on advertisers. How about $8? And then a full hour later, I will explain the rationale in longer form before this is implemented. It is the only way to defeat bots and trolls. And despite this interaction being the way it was, Elon stuck to it and announced that the paid Twitter service, Twitter Blue, would verify its users. Twitter's current lords and peasants system for who has or doesn't have a blue checkmark is bullshit. Power to the people. Blue for $8 per month. He goes on to flesh out the other benefits for Twitter Blue, but it's pretty clear that the verification symbol was his main lead in this presentation. First off, before we say anything constructive, I would be remiss if we did not mention this. Lords and peasant system, defeat the bots and trolls. Like, are we sure Elon isn't trapped in a Dungeons and Dragons game right now? He's even posting these weird, unironic memes with him in armor that look like they're made in 2012? Is he rewatching Game of Thrones or something, or is he just always this way? Okay. As a business idea, like as a move to make money, the idea of making people pay to be verified is not a stupid one. Elon Musk clearly understands Twitter. He knows that there is a large group of people who have been driving themselves to get that checkmark, and the concept of commodifying it for them is not a stupid business move. Elon will likely make a chunk of money from this, and the month that starts might be the best month in Twitter Blue history. I don't know who has that. No one I know. Is giving everyone access to a verifiable checkmark a bad idea in terms of spreading misinformation? Yes. I mean, how could it not, right? Like, if I were going to make a new Twitter account with a handle similar to a United States senator and then pay for Twitter Blue, get that little check mark, and then just decide to tweet something like, oh, I don't know. Me and the other United States representatives are trying out the gay thing together, and these boys don't make it seem half bad. Yeah, me being able to post something like that might cause some confusion for people. Plus, then I'd have another senator trying to put a hit on me, and I really can't deal with another one of those. But at the end of the day, it's not my business to run. Elon paid for it, and he gets to do what he wants, right? My opinions don't matter. He could change the logo green and add flames to it, and he wouldn't listen to my opinion on it. Part 4, if Twitter dies, I'm skipping the funeral. I like Twitter because I can easily connect with other creatives. I can interact with people who appreciate my work. I can post my stupid, inexplainable thoughts, and people will like them. It's a fun addition to my daily routine that I can have fun with. It's a tool for fun. Remember fun? But if Twitter ever got shut down, like for good, it was gone, I would be really sad for like 4 days. I would definitely miss my ability to tweet, but I would eventually forget about it because there's other things going on. Like I have laundry to do, or dishes to clean, and rent to pay for. Patreon.com/Kuncan Dastner. I don't want Twitter to go away, but if it does, I'll move on. It's kind of like if a local restaurant you enjoy gets shut down. You can miss the food, you can miss the time you spent there, but you're not going to skip your dinner tonight because of the remorse. You have to move on. But for right now, Twitter is not going away. but it definitely is going to get weird when that verification thing happens. I imagine there's going to be a lot of parody Elon Musk accounts that are verified, so he'll probably make his like a custom unique one. Comedy accounts like the Norm of the North one are probably going to lose a little bit of its special value because anybody could just make a fake official account and pretend to be a brand or a franchise. But even if this doesn't go through, or even if he makes a different change, hell, even if like he gets mad and shuts the site off, I think we're all going to be fine. Twitter is a tool, like a hammer. And if your hammer goes missing, you can find something else to hit nails with. There is something much more important happening with this story that I think we should be focusing on. At the beginning of this rambly video, I asked you if this symbol meant anything to you. And in that context, I was asking you if it was familiar. So let me change that. Does this symbol mean anything to you? And whatever your answer to that question is, should it? It started as a service for clarity. It became a symbol of success, and now it's a sign that you're paying the price of a hair massager to use it on Twitter. No matter what version of this or whatever context it has ever affected your value. Your worth as an artist or a Twitter user or even just a person with a voice and opinions should never be linked or determined by anything so infinitesimal. Elon put a price on the checkmark because he knows a lot of people will pay for it. And you have to wonder why. Why are so many people willing to pay for a symbol status that, if everyone has one, will mean nothing? When I was first starting on YouTube making my adorable, shitty commentary videos for my 30 subscribers, I told myself I'd work at it and keep grinding until I earned recognition and support from people and was worthy of being verified on Twitter or Instagram or other social medias, like the YouTubers I took inspiration from. I wanted to be like them. Then as I grew, I started interacting with more creators. I became friends with the people like me who were putting themselves into their work, and suddenly that became much more important to me. Eventually, I even got verified on YouTube after reaching 100K, and I found the support that I received from those people meant way more to me than this little dumb gray check. I'm not verified on Twitter or Instagram, and I don't think I ever will be. And that news would make past Duncan maybe feel like a failure. And the thing is, it's not. That guy is working on an outdated model of what success should be. Also, he's annoying. Fuck that guy. I was able to redefine what my version of success is, and this version does not depend on a moderation team thinking I'm cool enough. Success to me now is feeling like my work is resonating with people and feeling like I belong with other creators who I also admire. That could change in the future, but right now, that's success, and I feel like I'm there. I don't want anyone, any single one of you watching, to attribute your worth or creativity to whether or not you have some kind of identification badge. I don't determine who I follow based on their verification status. I follow accounts that are verified and that aren't verified. The posts still show up on my feed. It's just Twitter to me. And if you are someone who still is working towards being verified or who still sees the verification checkmark as like a benchmark that you have to earn, that's okay. Let it determine your motivation, just not your success. If you do catch yourself yearning for that badge and want a way to drop that feeling, you know that breakup advice that is just to picture your ex doing something slightly embarrassing, like sneezing on their shirt or like waving to someone who wasn't waving at them? Just do that. Yellow, googly eyes, fart emoji, gif of the Geico gecko. That's a funny image, but I wouldn't pay $8 a month for it. The goal is to not let Elon Musk or anybody like him tap into your very understandable need for positive affirmation. You, as just a thinking, breathing human being, are already worthy of acknowledgement and appreciation. Don't let anyone try and sell that to you. And it doesn't matter who you are capable of doing amazing things, even if those things never get recognized. And I do hope that you can remember that and hold that feeling close to you whenever you need it. Part 5, you can already put emojis behind your Twitter name and it's much funnier than a check. Come on, I just put a caterpillar after my name. He's just sitting there. That's already worth more than $8. I just changed it to 3 oysters. Doesn't mean anything at all, but it was very easy to accomplish. Now it is a woman golfing. I have no relation to women's golf, but I still put it there anyway. Only God can judge me. Okay, fountain, beans, army helmet, recycling, and tup. I mean, that's just incoherent. There is no worth or value you can drive from that. Are you proud of me? Please say yes. Congratulations, you found the secret ending to this video by staying to the very end. Congratulations again, and here is your prize. I didn't take my meds the day of filming, and that's why I was so weird in this.